You've probably heard of unfinished buildings, but have you heard of unfinished children? This term has recently gained popularity on Chinese social media. Many recent college graduates who excelled academically now find themselves struggling in China's tough job market. With very few job opportunities available, some are forced to work as food delivery drivers or in sales, earning such low wages that they can barely support themselves. Others rely on their parents' retirement funds to get by. This is how the term unfinished children came about. According to online discussions, the term unfinished children is similar to the millions of incomplete apartment buildings left behind by China's real estate crash. Parents invest a huge amount of time, money, and effort in raising their children, sparing no expense on extracurricular activities and tutoring to ensure they get into college. However, after 4 years of university, many of these children graduate only to find themselves unemployed and without any significant achievements. The best years of their youth are spent on meaningless exams, leading to a life that starts to fall apart. Take the case of Li Xiaoming's family in Hangzhou. Li's wife posted on social media about how she poured all her energy and money into raising their children. Now, after graduating from college, all 3 of their children are lying around at home doing nothing, truly unfinished.
I
regret going to college more than anything else. It was so hard to get in, and I thought life would get better afterward. But I can't even find a job that pays 5,000 yuan a month. Now I'm stuck delivering food and packages just to get by. My diploma has become worthless, and I've become a joke in the eyes of my relatives and friends. Parents empty their savings to put their children through college. And for what? A diploma and nothing else. We know it's a trap, but parents still have to jump into it. If it's hard for the children, it's even harder for their parents.
One commentator lamented, "I worked so hard to spend 800,000 yuan on a home that ended up unfinished, and after spending another 800,000 yuan raising a child through college, they still can't find a job." With unemployment rates in China continuing to rise, millions of college graduates are struggling to make ends meet. Urban graduates might still have the option to take civil service exams or apply for graduate school. However, rural graduates who can't find suitable jobs in the cities often have no choice but to return to farming. What's the point of going to college? My parents sacrificed so much to send me to university, spending all their hard-earned money, but now I can't even find a job. Some friends say that our generation, those born after 2000, don't work hard enough. How can they say that? There are just too many graduates and not enough jobs. I had no choice but to return home and farm. But now, a pound of wheat or corn doesn't even cover the cost of a bottle of water. I grow vegetables, but the prices are so low, and I can't sell them. When they don't sell, they just rot. I've lost everything. Who can tell me how I'm supposed to work harder? What am I supposed to do?
I'm a female graduate of 2024. Now I'm just sitting at home, unemployed. During school, I participated in all the job fairs, applied for jobs after graduation, and submitted my resume on various job platforms, but no company has been willing to hire me. I did part-time work during my free time and even interned at big companies. I took the teacher qualification exam several times, but still failed. It feels like I'm just tagging along for the ride. I thought once I graduated and got my diploma, I would find a job. But this diploma is no different from an unemployment certificate. Now I'm completely hopeless in my job search, and my parents keep pressuring me. I really don't know what to do.
There are multiple factors contributing to the difficulty of finding jobs in China. One significant reason is a massive increase in the number of college graduates due to the expansion of higher education. Each year, millions of graduates flood the job market, leading to unprecedented competition. This summer, the number of college graduates reached a record-breaking 11.8 million. At the same time, China is grappling with a series of crises, including the trade war, lingering effects of COVID-19, ongoing real estate and stock market issues, and more. The Chinese government's stringent regulations on the financial, tech, and education sectors have led to the closure of numerous private companies, the mass exodus of foreign businesses, and significant layoffs in state-owned enterprises, resulting in the disappearance of millions of jobs. As fresh graduates enter the job market, data from China's National Bureau of Statistics revealed that the unemployment rate among the labor force aged 16 to 24, excluding students, reached 17% in July, up from 13% in June. This stark figure underscores the immense challenges young people face in securing employment today. Zhaoping, a leading job site, released data indicating that the employment rate for 2024 college graduates stand at just 55.5%. This means that nearly half the graduates are forced to stay at home, unable to find work. Compared to other East Asian countries, China's youth unemployment rate is alarmingly high. In South Korea, the rate is 6.5%, and in Japan, it's only 4.7%, highlighting the vast disparity. Last year, China's National Bureau of Statistics pointed out that around 33 million young people are currently searching for jobs. This difficulty in finding employment is not due to a lack of effort or personal shortcomings, but is largely a result of the policies implemented by the Chinese Communist Party. The widespread issue of unfinished children has given rise to a new social phenomenon, the emergence of a group known as FullTime Children. One blogger who shared her daily life as a full-time daughter has gained significant attention online. Her parents and grandmother have a combined monthly pension of 18,000 yuan and pay her 5,000 yuan to be their full-time housekeeper. She handles the cooking, household chores, and provides emotional support to the family. After struggling with low-paying, demanding jobs and failing to pass civil service exams, she now sees this arrangement as ideal. No competition, no overtime, and she gets free meals and housing. She even sets aside part of her salary for Social Security to ensure a future pension. Her father even suggested she consider in vitro fertilization so that the family could help raise a child together. At the end of last year, a social media group called the FullTime Children Job Discussion Group appeared on Douban and quickly gained nearly 4,000 members within 6 months. Many members are highly educated young people struggling to find work, including some who just studied abroad and returned to China. Julie, who used to work in game design in Beijing, is one of them. Julie, 29, revealed in an interview with Western media that years of frequent overtime had taken a toll on her. She admitted that she felt like a walking corpse, often leaving home at 9 a.m. and returning at 1 a.m. She struggled to sleep without taking sleeping pills, and even her dreams were about work. She would wake up in the morning and go straight back to work, feeling as though she was working 24 hours a day. In April of this year, Julie discussed with her retired parents and decided to quit her job to spend more time with them while planning the next stage of her life. Julie mentioned that her daily living expenses were mainly covered by her parents, but her help around the house was not really needed. Despite having never done housework before, she had started tidying her room voluntarily. Her parents had low expectations, merely hoping she would maintain a normal routine, avoid staying up too late, and not let herself go. Julie considered being a full-time daughter a temporary solution since her parents' monthly pensions were only a few thousand yuan each. Over the past month, Julie had submitted more than 40 resumes to recruitment agencies, but received only 2 interview invitations. In both cases, she lost out to graduates from prestigious universities. Julie admitted that even before she quit her job, she sensed it would be hard to find work, but after quitting, she realized it was even more difficult than she had anticipated. She regretted not pursuing a graduate degree abroad when she had the chance. On the surface, these full-time children seem to be idling at home, supported by their parents, but over time, this lack of ambition leads to family conflicts. As one professional daughter put it, "If I could find an ideal job with a high salary, who would willingly stay at home doing nothing?" Amid the difficult job market, many Chinese college graduates are feeling increasingly hopeless. Ms. Chen, who recently graduated from Hebei University of Chinese Medicine, quit her sales job at a state-owned enterprise after just 1 month, citing a toxic work culture and her boss's unrealistic expectations as the reasons. During her probationary period, she worked 12 hours a day for a daily wage of only 60 yuan. "I've been crying every day this week," she said. Ms. Chen had hoped to become a quality inspector or researcher, believing these roles aligned with their studies in traditional Chinese medicine. However, after sending out over 130 job applications, the responses she received were mostly for sales or e-commerce positions. She is now reconsidering her career path, possibly turning to modeling in the future. Recently, Chinese social media has been flooded with photos of dejected graduates, reflecting the disappointment of many recent graduates. In some photos, young people are lying flat on the ground in their graduation gowns, with diplomas covering their faces. In others, they hold their diplomas over trash cans, seemingly ready to throw them away. Yang Peng, a former human resources professional, recently told Radio Free Asia that only a minority of people can afford to be full-time children. The real crisis, he believes, is that many young people are left with no job opportunities, nothing to do, and no hope. From his observations over the past few months, Yang noticed that a human resources group he belongs to, with about 350 members, has seen many HR professionals laid off this year. Many group members are now looking for work, and the group's activity level has significantly decreased, reflecting the severe employment situation in China. Yang is pessimistic about the future prospects of young people in China. He pointed out that children from ordinary families once believed that going to college would lead to a job, but now biased recruitment and shrinking opportunities are becoming more evident. The poor economy has further reduced the number of available jobs, shrinking the chances for young people to find employment and change their lives. The metaphor of unfinished children has undoubtedly struck a nerve with the job market and education system. While it may be accurate to some extent, it underscores the harsh reality that, under high unemployment rates, these unfinished children are becoming a generation that simply gives up. On August 18th, an article circulated on Chinese social media about a young woman from a poor county who graduated from a prestigious university in Beijing. Once the pride of her hometown, she repeatedly failed civil service exams and faced setbacks while job hunting in Xi'an. At 33, she reportedly starved to death in a rented apartment. The article was later removed. On August 19th, officials in Xi'an clarified that the incident did not occur in Xi'an, but in Xianyang. The woman had attended North China University of Technology, not a prestigious university. She had only taken the civil service exam 3 times. It was unclear whether she had indeed starved to death. What was clear, however, was that she had attended university and received a diploma. She came from a poor village in Ningxia. Her parents had borrowed money to pay for her rent, which is not cheap. And most importantly, despite scoring well on civil service exams multiple times, she still couldn't find a job. This young woman's tragedy reflects, in many ways, the failure of China's education system. Today, China's universities, much like its economy, appear vast but are riddled with problems so significant that thousands of families spend large sums of money to send their children abroad for education. Even Chairman Xi Jinping, who praises the merits of socialism with Chinese characteristics, chose to send his daughter to study in the United States. What exactly is wrong with China's universities? In fact, the CCP's education system is part of its broader social policy, since all the CCP's policies, whether related to stability, security, the economy, healthcare, pensions, or childbirth, are aimed at preserving the CCP's privileged interests. It's no surprise that its education system is no different. The young woman's death from starvation is merely the tip of the iceberg. Countless other tragedies likely remain unreported. Universities are failing students by neglecting their responsibility to help them secure jobs after graduation. Every year, thousands of excited students enroll, only to leave delusioned after graduation, with many forced to return home to live off their parents or take low-paying delivery jobs. Meanwhile, university leaders and professors enjoy their summers and focus on research or promotions. Most students come from financially struggling families whose parents sacrifice everything to send them to school, only to worsen their economic situation. The lack of job opportunities makes the expansion of university admissions seem irresponsible. If universities can't ensure employment, why continue to enroll so many students? Factories go bankrupt when they can't sell their products, yet universities remain indifferent while their graduates face unemployment. Universities should partner with employers, creating programs that combine education with practical work experience to help students secure jobs upon graduation. Majors with no demand in the job market should be cut to avoid misleading students. If a university fails to meet the average employment rate, its leadership should be held accountable, with measures such as dismissal or suspension. The purpose of attending university is to improve job prospects, not to waste 4 years only to end up unemployed. On August 21st, the Wall Street Journal reported on a recent social survey indicating that pessimism is on the rise across Chinese society, with declining confidence in Xi Jinping's economic leadership. More and more people are blaming the CCP system for the unsatisfactory economic conditions. The survey revealed that as economic growth slows, businesses shut down, and unemployment rises. Many respondents in China believe that a system plagued with nepotism fails to provide equal opportunities and is the main barrier to their personal development. There is growing concern that without systemic changes within the CCP, they will remain stagnant no matter how hard they try. Confidence in the government's economic management is wavering among the Chinese public. Wang Jian, a Chinese-American financial commentator, expressed that for young people with higher education, if the return on their education investment falls short of expectations, this gap will significantly weaken their confidence in the legitimacy of the CCP regime. He believes that the authorities are also aware that social groups with no way out, such as young people and migrant workers, will become the main force challenging its rule. Wang explained that university graduates might feel that society has broken its promises to them, that their years of hard work were for nothing, leading to a sense of anger. He compared this to a social volcano that hasn't erupted yet, but is constantly trembling, with this social discontent being the underlying cause of the tremors. He further noted that the legitimacy of the CCP regime relies on the notion that if people hand over power, the government is expected to ensure their well-being and continuously improve their lives. This forms the basis of a social contract. However, in Wang's view, this social contract has been breached, with the authorities clearly failing to fulfill their obligations. Given the current economic downturn in China, this situation of non-fulfillment will persist for a long time. For the discontented Chinese population, it is only natural that they will seek an outlet to vent their frustrations.